I don't know where that is. Could be my bladder. I don't know. Hey my beauties! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is a little bit of a sore spot because I'm going to be talking about my experience with endometriosis and my surgery as well. In my last video, if you saw that, I did mention that I had vlogged my experience, so I'm going to be adding that footage in afterwards, and then I'm going to do another little recap towards the end. If you have any questions about endometriosis, on my Instagram, just here, I have got an endometriosis highlight and some links to some private endometriosis specialists and things like that. So I don't want you to feel alone. Periods shouldn't be painful, and I just want to bring awareness to something that is so debilitating and that I didn't even know existed a year ago. I think it's very important that we talk about this. So my journey with endometriosis started years and years and years ago. I would always get like a deep pain if I was ever with anybody intimately, and I always just thought it was normal but also not normal, like it was just part of being a woman. I started my period when I was 10 years old and they've always been excruciating. Like I've never thrown up from them, but I would always be doubled over on like the sofa or my bed, and the experience from what I remember from being 10 years old, like a child, is just that I had to be an adult real fast. I experienced so much pain and discomfort and pulling down of the legs and stabbing in the uterus and the back, and it was just all of that sort of stuff, like the pain. It was just what I thought was normal because my mum had had painful periods, so it was always one of those things that I thought was, oh well, if my parents have experienced it or my parent has experienced it, then okay, that should be normal. I posted a photo on my Instagram last year about my belly and how bloated I was, and how all of a sudden, after coming back from traveling for over a year and a half, I'd got all of these intolerances and my periods just seemed to be getting worse. I assumed because the water had changed over here. Obviously they put different chemicals in different waters in different countries, and I just assumed because my diet had changed again when I came back to the UK that was all affecting my gut health and everything, which I think it did. But I had a lot of people in my comments saying, this looks like endo belly, this looks like endo belly, and I was like, what's endo belly? So that's when I dived, I don't know. That's when I decided to look in a little bit deeper into what endometriosis was. I didn't realise at this point that there was no cure for endometriosis. So that was something that I didn't realise until a little bit later. So I phoned up my GP and I said, I think I've got endometriosis, and he said, okay, can you explain your symptoms? I explained them all and he said, yes, it sounds exactly like endometriosis and I'm going to refer you to a gynecologist. Now what I didn't know at this point was that apparently only 40% of scans, so that's x-rays, MRIs, ultrasounds, only 40% show up any endometriosis tissue. And when I had a gynecologist appointment, they did the internal scan inside my uterus. Now, endometriosis tissue grows on the outside of the uterus and can be found everywhere in the body. I think the only place it hasn't really been found is like the spleen. Stays within kind of like the torso area, and it can literally attach itself to different organs. And it's the same type of tissue, similar tissue to the inside of the uterus, it just sits on the outside, and it can stick organs together, it can sit in really horrible places pressing on nerves, and yeah, basically it creates an inflammatory response in the body, so people can feel like they've got like chronic fatigue, which is what it brings on. You literally feel like you're 20 years old, 25 years old, living in a 90-year-old body because your joints are so inflamed. I got really bad sciatica with mine because endometriosis tissue seemed to be sitting on the lower part of my back. Basically, I didn't realise at this point when I went to get my internal scan that there was nothing that was going to show up. So I didn't know that endometriosis sat outside of the uterus. So it came back all clear and they said, right, we're going to get you fitted for an IUD. And I said, well, I don't really want that because I've been off birth control for 3 years because nothing agreed with my body. I don't want to be on birth control. And they said, well, this is what we do. Like, this is how we treat and like these sorts of pains. So I was like, this just doesn't sit right. So I kind of ignored it. A couple of months went by and I saw that my friend, who I'd not spoken to in years and years, but she is incredible. I used to work with her. She was in like a surgery gown, and she'd just had surgery, and I was thinking, okay. And then I saw the word endometriosis and I was like, oh my goodness, I have to reach out to her. Basically spilled my life story to her, and she said that she had endometriosis, basically all over her organs, bless her, like surrounding her intestines and things like that, and she just had endometriosis excision removal surgery. She basically explained to me that it is like trying to get blood out of a stone when you're talking to GPs about endometriosis or any sort of kind of women's issue. So after battling with my GP, another GP, about trying to get myself seen, and who wanted to put me on hormone contraceptive for 1 to 2 years to see if that helped, I said, nope, I'm not going to be another statistic. I don't want to just mask the problem. If there's some endometriosis tissue there, I want it out of my body. And he said, you're too young for surgery. I said, no, this is my decision. I'm 24 at the time. I'm 24 years old and I can make my own decisions. If you're not going to refer me, I'm going to have to go elsewhere, which is what I did. But that's a shame because I ended up paying £4,000 for my private surgery, and me and my partner clubbed together all of our savings for it. Basically, I ended up seeing Dr. Anthony Griffith from Spire Hospital in Cardiff, Wales, and he was incredible. Incredible. I had a consultation with him and it was over Zoom, and it was £150, which seems a lot, but if you're struggling with your periods, I would definitely recommend you get a specialist's opinion. I was a bit skeptical to do it over Zoom, but it was amazing. So he asked me loads of different questions, really simple questions that I didn't think would be anything kind of related to endometriosis. One of them was like, if you have to use a hot water bottle during your period, or if your everyday life is affected by your period, for example, you can't go out, then there's a 98% chance you've got endometriosis. And I was like, wow. There was other things that he asked as well, but it was, I think if you answered yes to one of them or something. Yeah, so I just got a lot of bad pain. I would get a lot of bad pain. I still get it kind of now in my bum. I get like a shooting pain in my bum, which I found out that I had rectal endometriosis. So it'll explain it a lot more in the videos that I'm going to upload in just a second, but I hope you enjoy watching them, even though it's kind of bittersweet. But any questions you have, please drop them in the comments below, because I really urge you to ask as many questions, talk to as many people as possible about endometriosis, because it is affecting 1 in 10 women worldwide. It's too common. So yeah, enjoy the videos. Any questions you have, please drop them in the comment box below. So my voice is a bit funny because I had the tube in my throat, so my voice is a bit dry. But yeah, got to the hospital at about 6:30 on Saturday the 7th of August, and Bryn chilled with me in the waiting room, and then like 7 o'clock I was taken to the ward. I was so nervous, like I felt sick, but everyone's been so lovely since being here. It's just been the nicest. I feel like I'm on holiday and I've got my own little private room and my little ensuite bathroom. The doctor came round beforehand, kind of explained what was going to happen, and after the surgery I overheard one of the nurses saying that they found a little bit of endo, but I haven't had anyone come round to me yet to explain kind of what's happened. I'll update you guys when I hear more about the doctor. So yeah. So this is my room. Now I forgot to do a video beforehand, so it's kind of messy right now, but pretty nice. Bryn's in the car park. Hi, Bryn. I feel so sick. My stomach hurts so much. And I was doing okay until I just had to go to the bathroom. So they said for me to let the nurse know if I needed to go. She helped me up. And I walked into the bathroom and saw the blood on my... made me very queasy. And they've also put a pad in between my legs in case I bled. And when I went to the bathroom, I obviously wiped, and there was so much blood, so much blood. And now I feel really nauseous. So this one is a little bit gruesome, just letting you know. So the doctor just came in, because I overheard one of the nurses, like when I was kind of out of it, when I got back from surgery, she said, "Oh, I hear they found a teensy bit of endo." And she didn't say that to me, I just heard it. I was like, oh, okay. That's a shame. I know it's horrible to wish for a bigger diagnosis, but I was like, the pain that I'm having is just doesn't really make sense when I've got a tiny bit of endo. Like, I don't understand. Anyway, the doctor came in about 2 hours later. He's just kind of been in the last half an hour, and he just kind of brought some pictures in and stuff, which is the grim part. I didn't remember all that he said. I've voice recorded it, but I can't see him referencing the pictures, so I'll have to kind of ask him again what he means. But the bit that I did remember, which makes so much sense because of how much pain I'm in when my bladder gets full, and I need to go to the toilet. Oh, so bad, especially around my period or just any time. So get ready. So this is like my rectum here. And then this is like my womb, or my womb lining. And then this kind of crater, like bulge, shouldn't be there. So this is my rectum, and he knew that there was endometriosis under that was pushing that through. So he said, that's why you're in so much pain, and that was pushing against my womb, I believe, because I can't fully remember what he said. But that's one of the things. The other thing is he's cut it away here. I believe this is my womb. I don't know where that is. Could be my bladder. I don't know. Somewhere. But he's cut away more endo there. But he said that it was literally everywhere. So I'm happy that it was everywhere, because now I know I'm not going crazy. But it's just so crazy that so many people are suffering with this. I stood up to go to the bathroom, and I got blood all over my dressing gown, so I don't really want to look under my dressing gown yet. I think it'll make me very queasy, so I think he went in 4 different places. They do like a diamond. I don't know if he went through the belly button, I'm not sure. It makes me feel sick. I went through 4 different, he basically went on the sides, kind of on the sides of the stomach. Bryn was rubbing my belly last night, because he was looking at it for the last time without scars. I know. I love you so much. Call me whenever you need, okay? You don't need to worry about waking me up or anything. Love you, Nanny. Bye. Bye. I'm experiencing really bad shoulder pain. And I was told that the shoulder pain would be bad because of the gas they pump you with. It kind of accumulates all up here. Oh. I'm just going to keep trying to move it as much as I can. Try and get it out. Better out than in. Hello. So, lovely people that work here. So lovely. The lady who like sorts the food and stuff has just told me that they're serving dinner at 5. I had a lovely falafel and hummus wrap that was suitable for vegans, which is amazing because I didn't know if I'd be able to have any options suited for me. I still have an orange somewhere. I've managed to drink my entire bottle of coconut water, which is good. I've got my soothers because my throat is so sore. She's just come round and said that they do like jacket potato for dinner or like a panini. So I was like, oh, jacket potato with beans on top would be great. And they have like the pure spread as well, so like the vegan spread. Don't usually like beans, but I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna give it a go. And then for breakfast, she said I can have some cornflakes and some fruit salad and some toast with like jam and a pure butter on it as well. I just feel like I'm really being looked after. I forgot to ask the doctor a couple of questions that I'd written down. What was found fully, like I want him to write on the sheet that he gave me of all the pictures of what was like my insides were like. I want to talk to him, like I want to say what stage of endometriosis it was, what organs it was properly affecting. I want to write it down. And then like what type of endometriosis it was found. The more I know and the more I learn, the more I can help spread awareness for. The fact that it takes an average of 7 to 12 years, that's just an average. I mean, there's people that I've spoken to that have had like 30 years, 20 years misdiagnosis or not even diagnosed. It's a huge problem. But the fact that I was able to kind of like piggyback off of people's journeys and go, I don't want that for myself. I need to get something sorted, something's not right. Obviously, kind of spurred me on to come here. So yeah, I'll be sharing everything.
I can't believe you had an operation today.
I can't believe it, Bryn.
Do you feel better at all? Like, is there any
It's hard
instant
because
relief?
it's like a different sort of pain at the moment, but he said maybe kind of like over the months you'll be able to kind of tell and see, but at the moment everything's hurting, so I really don't know. Like I've got those period pants, but I just can't bring myself to bend over and...
Ain't that good?
It's a weird one, not really.
Probably exhausted but not tired.
Yeah, I don't even feel that, really. Just in pain.
So you feel revived but in pain?
Kind of. But then a bit tired. I'm going to let you get on. Just call me whenever you want to, okay?
I love you.
Love you.
So much.
So I just tried to look at my scars or even just the patches because of that with the incisions when they went in for the laparoscopy. I just can't do it. It's not happening. I'll be brave, but not right now. TMI coming up. They went in through my belly button and that's oozing a little bit, so just see how we go. I'm getting really sick when I stand up, but that was the best I've had, so I've been bleeding down there as well, so I have like this big cotton pad in between my legs, and then as you can see like the blood on my gown as well, just from a little bit of oozy woozy from the incisions. So much trapped wind. I'm trying to move around as much as I can, but I've got dinner soon, so we're having a jacket potato with like beans. I don't like beans, but I'm gonna give it a go. And some salad, and then she said there's like a salted caramel cheesecake for dessert. Oh my god, yum. So I'm really excited about that. I'm loving these angles for me. Yep. So yeah, got here at 7 AM. A bit earlier, but you know, checked in everything at 7. And then I was in surgery for 9:10. And then I remember waking up very blurry at like 10:10, so it was only about an hour. So it took me about 25 minutes for my vision to kind of come right. I couldn't read the clock properly, and I cried as soon as I woke up. I think it was like a cry of relief, I think. So yeah, that's that. I'm just chilling in the room. The nurses said I could go home, but I'm not. I'm gonna stay. I just want to be here. If anything goes wrong or I do anything silly, then I'm in the best place. So that's that. Just got my food. This is my second meal. So my first meal was a falafel and hummus wrap. And you have to have some Family Guy. Beans. I don't even like baked beans. I don't even know why I asked for them, but here we are. We are gonna eat them because I feel like a changed woman today. So, yes. Where are you? Hello, can you see me? Which way is the best way you can see me? Hello. I love you. I literally just had pee running down my leg. That was nice. I just wanted to show you my scars. Well, the incisions, so you can have a little look. Gross. Okay, so one of them's like leaking a little bit. So I've got like the big one over my belly button. It went in 3 different places. And then as I speak to the doctor more, I'll be able to find out a bit more about and like understand what happened, because he explained it all to me, but it was still very confusing. So when I know a little bit more, then I'll let you know. But... Morning. So day 2 in the hospital, and I've just been bought breakfast. Yummy. I'm gonna eat it all up. Tummy's a little bit sore. Well, a lot sore. But we'll see how it goes.
So how far back do you want this seat and how much leg room do you want?
As much leg room as you can give me.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to want it too far back because I don't really want to use my muscles too much.
I think I've got it.
Okay, good deal. I love you.
You speak to Dr. Aging today.
Uh-huh. I've even written on here, I've numbered all the pictures on the sides, and then on the back I've written the number. I just wanted to write or just tell me a really brief description about each picture, just so I know what I had, like those questions as well. I want to see if he knows what my blood type is, because Nan said it's always good to know what my blood type is.
I feel like I'm B negative, but I can't remember.
What is Mum? O negative?
Yeah.
Oh, she can give it to anyone, can't she? It is perfect. I polished that off a treat.
Yeah.
I didn't want to eat any nuts in case it made me cough. Because it's a bit dusty. Dusty. Well, I have a tray for a reason and I've just covered my bed in crumbs.
Oh yeah, there's a tray full of reason.
I've got a tray for a reason.
A tray for a reason.
And I've still managed to get crumbs all over my bed. Just been eating it like all over.
That doesn't surprise me.
I know. I'm more with it than you'll ever be. Okay. I did a Trump this morning. Got all those shooting pains in my bum because I've got so much gas. Taking me out.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
So cute, Renee. So I've just got some questions for Dr. Griffiths when he comes back in this morning, or if he hopefully does. Just like what organs was my endometriosis affecting? Will I have a follow-up consultation? Am I okay to go to the toilet? Because I know that obviously I had the issues with my rectum he found, which was this one. But I've also numbered them down the side, and then on the back I've just put some just numbers so that he can kind of just really briefly describe each photo, just because I don't know what the frick I'm looking at. So yeah, a couple of questions my friends helped me plan. So I now have like a summary of kind of what I want to ask him. I've got about 8/9 questions, so hopefully I should be able to get a good little bit of information going. Oh, I'm filming. The fact I like treated my hair before coming in has honestly made me feel so much prettier and better being in it. Just a little bit of self-care was so nice.
Yeah.
It's really helped.
Yeah, I thought you'd look like shit.
No, bitch.
Joking, you never look like shit.
Yeah, well, that was a lie.
Excuse me?
So I've just been seen by the doctor. He's just confirmed that I had endometriosis on the left pelvic wall, and also my rectum, which I told you about before, so pushing up, making like a crater at the top. I also had like adhesions, so like sticky kind of masses on my my bowel, and then he also found endometriosis in my bladder as well. So that's why it's been so painful going to the loo. So that was my experience having surgery for endometriosis. There are two types of surgery that I forgot to mention before. So there are ablation and excision. To my knowledge, excision is the better surgery because it cuts out the endometriosis, whereas ablation, it burns away the tissue. I am forever learning. I'm obviously not a doctor, I am just sharing my experience with you. That was my first ever surgery and I was terrified. Yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. Endometriosis has really affected my mental health, really sent me into a dark spiral. So I want to be a safe space for you, like I've said before, where you can come to if you are really suffering, and if you're feeling like you're kind of alone and you just want to grab a cup of tea and you want to sit and chat and listen to my voice and just feel like you're in a little bubble with me, then yeah, just stick around, baby. It can be tough when you're navigating pains and illnesses and what have you, when you don't even obviously know what's going on. So yeah, I really hope that I have provided some insight for you today, and I really urge us all to have a little chat in the comments, because it's a very debilitating disease, and there are a lot of other conditions and illnesses that are very close in proximity to this, like adenomyosis, I think I'm saying it right, and like PCOS and things like that. So yeah, let me know your experiences if you feel confident sharing them, and hopefully you might be able to talk to some people in the comments that you feel related to. Give this video a big thumbs up if you felt you related to it or you would like to share it with your friend. And just remember to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any other videos that I have coming up. I love you.